Here's your 90-Day Fiancé weekly update. Last week we saw a trailer released for the new Single Life season, and in that trailer there seemed to be hints that Natalie and Mike were getting back together. Well, this week Mike's reported girlfriend is dropping some strong clues that she's still with her man. Marcia, who herself appeared on the VH1 show Rock of Love, shared these photos on Instagram this week with her and Mike looking very comfortable in each other's company. Now, one couple who are definitely not back together are Hamza and Memphis. Hamza's sister took to Instagram this week to post, quote, "I want to know something. Is it normal in America when someone ignores a judge's ruling? Because in Tunisia, this exposes us to penalties. My brother suffers a lot and did not give up on seeing his daughter. But although the judge allowed him to visit his daughter, she, Memphis, prevented him and does not send us a picture or video of her. We have suffered a lot in our childhood and my brother cannot bear the separation of his daughter anymore. He suffers a lot. Pray for him, please." That whole situation with Memphis and Hamza and their child is very sad. I really hope for their child's sake at least that the pair of them can put their differences aside and at least be civil to each other. Now, what with Hamza still living in the States, many fans have been curious about how he's financially supporting himself at the moment. Well, this week, Hamza may have just shared a clue as to what we can expect in the future. Could this cryptic post on Instagram be a sign that he's about to start an OnlyFans account? Now, on that topic of new jobs, Julia shared this week that she's now working for her father-in-law Ron as a dog trainer. The last time we heard from Julia a few weeks ago, she seemed to imply that she had green card problems and could be facing deportation. I guess now that she's got full-time employment, that must mean that those problems are resolved, right? Julia needs to be very careful that she doesn't find herself in the same position that Larissa was once in. You might remember how back in 2020, Larissa was detained by ICE and was facing potential deportation back to Brazil. Fast forward 2 years to the present day, and Larissa has finally given us an update as to her immigration status. She took to Instagram to reveal that her green card was approved a couple of weeks ago. She'll be able to apply for full US citizenship 5 years after the date that the green card was obtained, or sooner if she marries another US citizen. Someone else who appears to be moving to the States is Jasmine. She posted a photo of herself this week at an airport with 2 very big suitcases with the caption, "Goodbye Panama." Her second photo was of an airplane clearly sporting an American flag. Given that we know Ben and Mahogany, who are on the same show as Gino and Jasmine, are currently filming for a new season, I'd be willing to bet good money that Gino and Jasmine will be on our screens again sometime soon. Now, as far as Ben and Mahogany are concerned, they're apparently now engaged. And this week, Ben's former friend, Jessica, who he fell out with during the tell-all, has taken to Instagram to share her thoughts on Ben and Mahogany's engagement. She says, quote, "I guess my meltdown at the tell-all holds true today. Liar, fraud and bad friend." In her post, she talks about how she, her husband and even her mother all attempted to financially help Pastor Ben because, quote, "we genuinely thought Ben was in a bad way. You saw him post about losing access to his money, desperately using the McDonald's app for free food. I actually sent him money on Zelle because I believed he truly needed it, and I was trying to be a good friend and show up for him during a time of need. Joke's on me. I guess I was just as dumb as him when he sent Mahogany $1,000 last year. I never paid any attention to their YouTube channel, but good to know that not only did he have money for countless trips to Peru, but for an engagement ring. We clearly do not know this man anymore. Maybe we never did. This does not add up. I don't regret going out of my way and being kind to someone that I thought needed my help. But when you realise that person was dishonest and took advantage of your heart and generosity, it's maddening and quite frankly, sick." Wow, those are some very strong words. Clearly emotions are still riding very high on that one. Moving on, let's talk about Emily and Kobe. They revealed this week that they're planning on having more kids. When asked by an Instagram follower if their second child, baby Scarlett, now means that their family is complete, Kobe replied by saying, "Yeah, for sure, definitely want more kids." He explained that he comes from a family of 12 siblings and Emily herself also has quite a large family because in addition to the sister that we saw on the show, she also has 3 additional brothers who refuse to be filmed. I've got a feeling that Emily's father won't be too thrilled with the news that more babies are in the works. Now, Emily's also been facing a lot of backlash for apparently drinking alcohol whilst pregnant. You'll recall that we saw her at her wedding party seemingly drinking alcohol whilst pregnant with their second child. There was also footage that never made the show, shared by Kobe, of Emily in her wedding dress in a limo, seemingly topping up her champagne glass. Now, this prompted fan backlash, and it was widely reported that TLC issued a response about this incident by saying, quote, "We're currently assessing the situation, we'll be acting accordingly at the right time." Well, now this week, Emily has issued her own statement on the matter, and she claims she never drank alcohol at all. Everything she drank was non-alcoholic.
And the day after, I was fake drinking and drinking non-alcoholic alcohol. Everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, are you like so hungover?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm so hungover."
A lot of people don't believe her. What do you think? Is she telling the truth? If it can be proved that she was indeed drinking, do you think it would be right for TLC to fire her? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, another 90-day cast member who's currently pregnant is Libby. She came up with a plan to give husband Andre a little taste of what ladies have to go through during pregnancy. That post got a comment from Lauren, who's married to Alexi, in which she said, "It's not fair because they're so tall and have long torsos. There's not a watermelon big enough. If you find one, ship it down to me." Finally this week, an old Facebook post of Jibri's has resurfaced and is getting him some criticism. The post, from 2019, says, quote, "When I was a kid, they put me on countless medications so I would calm down. They diagnosed me with ADD, ADHD, ODD, LMNOP, QRSTUV. My teachers would tell me to stop jumping on tables and that I wouldn't be anything besides a class clown. They would always ask me why I would disobey and why I couldn't just behave like the normal kids, in which I would reply, because I am not normal, bitch. I say all this just to reiterate and remind you that your life path may not be the typical structured yellow brick road, and I encourage you to create your own road." Yeah, that attempt at being a motivational post hasn't aged too well, especially in light of his behaviour on the tell-all. The top comment from Reddit was, quote, "Imagine being this obnoxious. Don't use diagnosis to justify straight up disrespect." Another writes, quote, "His teachers were right. What kind of little shit jumps on tables in schools? No wonder the mother sent him off to military school. I don't think that helped." Now, as if fans needed any more reason not to like him, he also this week posted a video of his wife Miona with the caption, "I love that double chin and that cellulite." I don't know if that was an attempt at body shaming or just really bad humour, but understandably, this didn't sit too well with many fans. Hey, seeing as you've made it this far to the end of the video, you might want to check out this video next.